but one that can see.
Here we go. Check this out. But look at all the symbology in this one picture. This is Fox. I know the left-hand corner, you get the little swirl. We all know what that is. But, yeah, let me know if you see anything, but check this out.
They're going to have multiple tactical teams. They're going to have undercover officers. And what we're going to do is spread them out, not only in the dome, but also the exterior of the dome, in the French Quarter, and the CBD. So they'll be responsible for different geographical areas, and their duties will be responding to those areas.
Security is tight in New Orleans this weekend for the Super Bowl, including in the skies around the Big Easy, where President Trump will be the first sitting U.S. president to make an appearance at the big game. To explain more on the new security measures in New Orleans, former New York Police Department inspector and Fox News contributor Paul Morrow joins me live. Paul, thanks so much for joining us. You know, the presidential aspect here, that's a big one. Securing the president of the United States is a challenge to begin with. How do you do so at one of the highest profile events of the year?
Right. So Super Bowl every year is a designated national security event.
All I keep hearing about is the security, and I even saw where Trump even said that he had orders that if something happened to him, I guess like COG or whatever that is, but I don't know, this kind of seems like a setup to me. I was thinking that, you know, with it being 2025 and everything that's going on, and Trump already, you know, so-called 2 attempts, that this might be an opportunity for something to happen. But I guess this is my prediction. I don't think anything will happen other than more satanic rituals. And the satanic rituals will probably be, you know, worse. They probably get a little bit worse every year. But just listen to the rest of this video.
As it is, add the overlay of Donald Trump attending, and you have all kinds of new challenges. So the way this gets set up is that as a national security event, the Secret Service has the ticket for doing the planning, the site security, etc. The FBI will have the investigatory and counterterrorism piece. FEMA is designated to handle any recovery that's necessary.
This is probably just more conditioning for the people that are going to it to have security everywhere. The surveillance state, there's not going to be any more freedom at all.
But these are federal agencies with some limited bodies. They don't have that much personnel. They're going to have to rely very heavily on the local PD, and that's why you're going to see the New Orleans Police Department almost.
They're getting people used to seeing this. That's what I think.
Certainly, you're going to have Louisiana State Police and other agencies kicking in, because this is really a heavy resource drain. And there's a lot you won't see. You know, you're going to have restricted airspace. You're going to have some digital stuff going on to try to harden this target and pick up any threats. You're going to have snipers. You're going to have the dogs out there. There's some anti-WMD measures. There is a lot. This is the Super Bowl, not just for the 2 teams, but in many ways for law enforcement as well.
So it's only been about 5 weeks since there was that terrorist attack in New Orleans. Local officials say they've made some changes. Take a listen.
They're probably going to be testing out some of their new technology as well. They're probably going to be using the facial scan. You know, I mean, I don't know how many people are going to be in the dome in New Orleans, but they'll definitely probably be testing all that tech that they have out where they can see everybody's face and they know who everybody is that's in there. So I don't see how anybody could come in there and do anything unless it was a setup by them, you know what I mean?
There have been significant changes made to the French Quarter and the downtown area. There's been this expanded security zone in the French Quarter that the state and the city have put into place with additional bollards and barricades.
Paul, do you think they've done enough down there to help harden that target for spectators?
You know, if I know police departments, they likely.
Peace and safety just came to mind, seeing all of this stuff for some reason.
have. Unfortunately, like most government, they're very reactive. Police departments tend to be. And as a result of that horrific incident, I'm sure a lot of resources and attention was put into how that happened and how it could ever be prevented again, especially with this
The dome. That's like a miniature model of our Earth right there, I guess.
event coming up. So I'm sure those bollards are widely placed. I'm sure there are going to be checkpoints and choke points set up, even in the area.
Yeah, look at it. You got four corners, a circle, and a firmament above. You know the architects. They know what it is.
Outside of where the Super Bowl is, in the area down by the French Quarter. And as I said, there'll be things you don't see. There'll be cameras up, there'll be plate readers, there'll be drones, the whole package. This is going to be very, very heavily secured down by the French Quarter. And as I said, there'll be things you don't see. There'll be cameras up, there'll be plate readers, there'll be drones, the whole package. This is going to be very, very heavily secured.
Wow, doesn't that sound like something that you would want to go to? Man, I'll pass. They're going to have drones and plate readers. So for any of you guys that drive without a license plate, I mean, it's getting bad because they can, the technology, I mean, this is the beast system rising right here. And this Super Bowl, in my opinion, is just going to be a show of force to condition the people for what's to come. I don't think, at first I thought something would happen to Trump, but the more I see them talking about this high-tech security, I think it's just going to be conditioning the people for a lockdown, like full-on security, surveillance everywhere.
Including some stuff that they're doing because the POTUS, the whole package. This is going to be very, very heavily secured, including some stuff that they're doing because the POTUS being there. And, I'm confident they're going to be able to pull it off. I think it's going to be great, and the city could use it.
For people in town who are there for the game, what should they keep in mind as they go around the French Quarter, the Super Bowl site? I mean, are there tips that you have for them to make sure that they're safe?
Yeah, I would. And one of them...
Peace and safety. When they shall say peace and safety, sudden destruction come upon them. That's what comes to mind.
And it's very endemic to the French Quarter. I've been there many times. The horrific terrorist attack is something that you always have to keep in mind. If you hear gunshots, drop to the ground, all the other stuff. But far more common is something.
On the other hand, there have been terrorist attacks in movies about the Super Bowl. I know you guys have seen that Black Sunday movie back in the 70s. I mean, on the other hand, this could be the big one, but I just kind of feel like this is just going to be a show of force. But obviously, I'm nobody. I don't know anything. I'm not trying to predict anything. Just my opinion, basically.
Prosaic is a pickpocket. So New Orleans has a lot of street culture, right? Anywhere you go in the quarter, there's going to be a guy playing a guitar, playing a banjo, playing a saxophone. Pickpockets work those crowds. So just watch your stuff because, while it's not at the level of a terrorist attack, thank God, it's a lot more common. Property crimes like that can ruin your vacation. You're in town for a good time and your wallet, your purse is gone. Very, very common. Common here in New York, very common in the quarter. And just be aware of your surroundings. Don't be staring at your phone the whole time. Know where your exit is. If you're in a restaurant that's overcrowded or a bar, common sense things.
Blah, blah, blah. Yep, that's what I think. I think that they're going to be, rolling out all this new technology. And it's just conditioning the masses for the police state. Yeah, the beast. Like it says in Revelations, who was like unto the beast, who was able to make war with him. But anyway, you guys let me know what you think. If you think anything's going to happen, or if you kind of disagree with me that this is just going to be a show of force and they're going to be testing. Like he said, there are going to be drones everywhere. And there's going to be plate readers. They have the military there. I mean, there is no way I would even want to go. I don't even like sports anymore, but even when I did, I would not want to go to something like that. But anyway, Hope you guys have a good one later on.
I am the chosen one.
One day, Jesus is coming. You may be at church. You may be at work. You may be asleep. God grant that you will be ready when he makes his personal appearance. My God, what if his appearance occurs on a Sunday morning? My prophetic word to you this morning is get ready, get ready.